Good morning, everyone. When I was preparing this presentation, I was asking myself, what are what is going to happen with this micro? I was asking myself, what are the most important message I want to communicate with you today? And maybe it can be summarized by trying to answer on two important questions. The first one will be, why is circularity most probably the most important topic of our business activities today? And the second question will be, why is it important to do it now? If some of you during the presentation want to see ICO as a strategical partner to develop your circular project, I would be happy with that. So it's fine for me. So you can do it also. So circularity, when we speak about circularity, we have to speak about the road to circularity. It's really important to understand, and you will see it in the presentation today, that Europe set some goals. 2050, our construction world needs to be circular, but it's important to understand that we have to make steps to go to this circular world. So we have to begin with something. It's important to understand that we need to stay in movement. So we will have to set different steps to reach those goals. When we speak about circularity and the circular economy, you will see that's really interesting theoretical topic, but it's also interesting to see and to try to see how can we apply that in our business activity. So the goal of our solution is also to see how we translate the circular topics to the daily business we have in our construction sector. Why circularity? Since more than 20 years, you see different type of topic on the market. People are speaking about energy saving, people are speaking about recycling, carbon neutral. And when we speak with contractors, most of them understand clearly that there is a problem with our way of working in our construction sector. Construction is responsible for 1/3 of the waste in Europe. We are using 40% of energy consumption, and we are producing 30% of the CO2 in Europe. So we have in construction sector a really big impact on the planet and the way how it works. But most of the time, when you explain that to people, they are ready to do something, but they don't know where to start, because speaking about carbon neutral is important, but what does it mean in my daily action, in my daily business? And the idea with circularity is that it is the perfect translation on all those theoretical concepts to a daily business activity. And that's what I'm trying to explain you during this presentation. So what is circularity? The best definition for this terminology is to compare it with the actual model. So the actual model is the linear economy. In the linear economy, you need to see your material as a waste. So you produce it, you use the raw material, and once your product has been installed on a project after the lifetime, this product can be seen as a waste. The last year, a lot of suppliers made important steps with recycling. So the recycling economy was a first important action, because some of the waste are reused to produce new material. So it was a first important step. But when we speak about circular economy, that's the following step, and that's the goal for 2050. We need to avoid any waste on the project. So it's another level for the goals. This slide is a really important one, because as I said, circularity is interesting to understand, but how does it work with a construction project? So you need to see this slide as a timing slide for the project construction. The first part on top is what we call circular design and construction. The idea is to see the concept of your building with the end of life in mind. So you need, when you construct and when you design your project, you need to think at the end of the life of the building, what am I going to do with the material? The second part is what we call the urban mining. Urban mining is actually seeing your material on your building a little bit similar with the money you put in a bank. The material are values, the values of tomorrow. So what you want to do with those material when you put it on a building. And the first phase is what we call the new business model. I will give you the example of the project you make with a large flat roof, and you've got a bank who want to make an investment, and with putting the solar panel on the roof, is renting the roof to the building owner. So you have a sort of collaboration between different partners on a project. You generate value with the available surface. That's the third model. To come back on the first phase, when we speak about design and construction, it always starts with a concept, with a meeting with an architect. You have to specify your project. So it's important that in the specification text, the architect is taking into account the circular principle with the end of life of the building in mind. The first important concept is what we call building in layering. You have to see the envelope of your building as an addition of different layers you can put on each other. So you start with the vapor barrier, the insulation, the waterproofing when we speak about the roof. And building in layering is just taking into account the fact that at the end of the life of the building, you will need to separate all those layers to do something with it. So the other approach, and that's more from the side of the supplier, is thinking about the way how you make the transportation of your material on the site. So what kind of transport are you going to use? What type of packaging do you use for your material? We see more and more questions about the use of the plastic. So it's important to take into account also recycling packaging. That kind of action can be done. And then you have to show to the contractor how do they need to apply the system on the roof. So you have, as a supplier, to be available to give the needed training to the contractor and to show them, to train them how they need to use this system. The last step of the construction and design is the question about the waste. So when we were speaking about the packaging, what are you doing with your material packaging at the end of the project? We can see also the cuttings during the installation, the pieces of insulation, of waterproofing. What are you doing with that today? It's going to waste, and it costs a lot of money also to the contractor. For the second phase, urban mining, seeing your material on a building like money in a bank, what you want to do with your money in the bank is at least keeping the actual value. So the first action you need to do when you want to work for circularity is to apply a good maintenance action on your roof. So we are asking for every Atelia circular project documented periodical maintenance of the contractor on the roof. A little bit like you do it also with your car when you want to extend the life expectancy. Because the maintenance of the material is probably the most important action from a circular perspective because it costs you the less money and the less energy to make this intervention, but with the extending of the lifetime of the building, you can maximize the circular power, the circular impact of your material. And at the end of the lifetime, when you will need to deconstruct the building, you will apply the deconstruction and receive the separate material. Some of them you will be able to reuse it. I give you the example of the blue stone. A blue stone stays stable with its technical characteristic and can be perfectly reused for other projects of other application. Other material will need to be remanufactured. So you need to put some action on the material to be able to reuse it. And the last point is the recycling. So the material you cannot reuse or remanufacture, you can recycling to the production of new material. What we are doing with our ICO Atelia solution is that we are trying to offer a solution to go from this linear way of thinking, where the material are produced, delivered on the project, built on a site with the application of different services to go to waste. We are going to this circular world, and we are proposing different pillars. We will present you 4 important pillars where we built our ICO Atelia solution. We will act on the life expectancy with good repair and good maintenance. We will act on the reusability with demountable system, and the recycling material, the material we receive after the deconstruction will be recycled for the production of new product. And we will also show you how we offer services to be a part of the project also with a specific guarantee for ICO Atelia project. So the first important pillar, we just spoke about it, really strategical, is the extension of the life expectancy. If you, how longer your material can last, how longer your raw material stay in the circle of construction, how better is it for the planet? Really logical. So if you apply a good maintenance on your project, you will extend the life expectancy and you will have a clear impact on the circularity. The big advantage of bituminous membranes is that bituminous membranes, really traditional product, exist on the market since a long time ago. They are a perfect product to apply maintenance, because when you want to make some action on a roof, the new material is still compatible with the existing one. If you want to extend your building with a new places, it's perfectly possible to make the connection. When you have to repair some damages, you can do it also perfectly. Another advantage of the bituminous membrane, you saw the different projects explained by Reyo before today. Once the system has been installed, the top layer, the bituminous top layer, is a perfect structure to apply a new layer on top of it. To give you an idea, we speak about 35 years life expectancy for a bituminous layer today. So that's just the standard life expectancy you can reach. With the application of a new layer directly on the existing one, you can extend the life expectancy for another 35 years. And that's something really specific for bituminous membrane. Most of the synthetic of single-ply material doesn't offer this possibility. So that's why it's important to take into account this technical possibility to evaluate the life expectancy of the product. The last important point for the bituminous membrane is that they are really easy to recycle. You can use the existing bituminous membrane you have on your roof, and you can introduce it in the recycling process to produce new bituminous membrane. The recycling process of the bituminous membrane, how does it work? We are doing it since 2014, so we begin to have a good experience with it. What we do today is during the production process, when we do the quality control on the membranes, some of them, unfortunately, doesn't pass the quality control for production reason. Those membranes, we are recycling it today directly for the production of the new bituminous coating. So you see on the picture that the rolls are taken to the site. We put it on a feeder, and the feeder is going in a grinder to make it small pieces to introduce it in the production of bitumen coating. So to show you the installation, you see on the left side the rolls going on the feeder. They are just following the process, going in the grinder. The grinder is the pieces you see just over there on the left side in gray. And at the end of the process, you receive that kind of material. So the grinder is making material of approximately 5 or 6 centimeters diameter. We put some talc because it doesn't have to stick. And those material are just put it in those kind of plastic of PE bags. And those PE bags are just stocked on a pallet to be reintroduced later in the production process of the bituminous membrane. But we've got two problems with this technology. The first one is that it is quite labor intensive, so it requests the availability of an operator during all the process, and it takes quite a lot of time. The second disadvantage is that because of the size of this recycling content, when you reintroduce it during the production of the new bitumen coating membrane, you have a cold product that you are adding in a warm product, so the warm product is going colder, and you have to put more energy to make it warm again to produce the membrane. So it is quite cost effective in the production of the new membrane. When we see the evolution of the recycling content and when we see the evolution of the market, we know that we need to do better. So that's why we decide to make an investment of 1.6 million euro for the installation of a second part on this machine. This second part on the machine will extend our capacity to be more effective in the recycling process and will extend also our capacity to put more recycling content in the material. We will reach a volume capacity of 1,500 ton recycling content. It will just make of ICO the most important supplier on a recycling level in Europe. This machine is a well-known machine, state-of-the-art machine in Europe. Some colleagues in America are already using it. So we know that the type of effectivity we can reach with this machine will help us and support us to the development of our circular traject. This machine is called a rotor stator technology, and I will show you with the video really easily how does it work. You see that after the grinder, the bituminous pieces are just put it in the rotor stator principle, and the advantage is that you can make really thin pieces of it. The end result you will reach after the stage 3 will be approximately 1 millimeter diameter. So you remember, we are starting with the 6 centimeter, we finish with 1 diameter for the pieces. And the advantage is that this process is make warm. So we can reintroduce the recycling content in the production of the bituminous coating directly without needing to put extra energy. So it will clearly extend our recycling capacity. But there are some issues to take into account when you need to do that. And I will explain you that a little bit more in detail and why is it important to understand how does the recycling working. Today we've got, we see, 3 possible sources for the bituminous pieces that we are going to recycle. The first one, as explained, is the residues of the production. So that's already what we do since 2014. We have the advantage that there is no transport for the material. It's already available in the factory. We've got the advantage that we have it clean. So there is no contamination in this material. It's just a piece of roll that we are putting again in the production process. So the first source is under control. The second source is, we spoke about it in the circularity process, the cuttings we have on the site. There is a lot of volume available on the site when the contractor are cutting the pieces of membrane, and we need to think about a way to reuse it. It's really difficult to organize independently because imagine on a project, each supplier organizing transport to take the material back in his own factory. It will cost a lot and have a lot of impact in energy also. So what we are doing in the Benelux today is that we are managing that on a sector level. So we are around the table with our other competitors and we are organizing it generally. So for example, if ICO has 50% of the market share, We will work with a separate organization who will take back all the cuttings of the project, and he will distribute the pro rata of each volume to each supplier. So ICO will receive 50% back of the cuttings. This action is already reality, and we will begin next year with that kind of initiative. One of the points you need to take into account with this action is that you need to be sure that the material you receive back is not contaminated by other waste. One of the problems we saw sometimes is that people are putting Coke cans in the back, other waste, so it needs to be sorted. That's why it's another level of complexity for these sources of raw material. The third point is a really important one, is the available material on the roof. So today we have a lot of bitumen roofs available in each country, and this material at the end of the lifetime, it can be used to produce new membranes. But you directly understand that that type of glue-it system, so when you use glue, or when you use bituminous coating to weld the different elements between each other, that this type of material will be much more difficult to put in the recycling process. In the recycling process, you will have contamination between the layers, piece of wood, piece of metal, piece of insulation, and it makes the recycling process much less effective. So what we have to try is we were challenged to make a match between this existing way of working in some countries and the technology we are developing today. So for this technology, no wood, no insulation, no kits, no glue, no fastener of no metal pieces are allowed. So we thought a lot about it. We discussed about it with a lot of contractors, a lot of different actors of the market, but the result is really clear, and we need to take it into account, is just to design to disassemble. We spoke about it in our first slide when we were speaking about building in layering. And what does it mean is that when we are designing a roof, we need to take into account the end of life, and we need to make this roof modular to be able, at the end of the lifetime, to dismantle it and to separate each layer without contamination of each layer with the others. And the clear idea is to work with mechanically fixed system. Some countries are already doing it a lot. Scandinavian countries do it a lot. You started already on the Estonian market with a really nice project like IKEA that Reijo showed a little bit earlier. So the idea is that you have the roof structure. You see it here, it's concrete, but it can be wood of a steel deck. You put your vapor barrier loose laid on the structure. Then you put your insulation and you fix your insulation. So you see the fixing in the insulation board to keep it stable on the roof for the wind stability. So when you have wind, it needs to be fixed on the structure. And then you've got your waterproofing layer. You put your fixing in the overlap. And when you weld the next layer, you make the perforation of the fixing watertight. So that's the way how it works. With this technology, it's an advantage because when you need to dismantle the roof, you just have to put the fixation and you can reuse the waterproofing layer separately. It's also important to understand that not only the roof system needs to be taken into account, but you also have to think about the details. I speak about the fixing, I speak about the water outlet of the roof trims. The other solution is the loose-laid system with ballast. That's also a good system to separate each layer without any contamination. For this system, the idea is that you put your vapor barrier on the structure, your insulation board, and your waterproofing, loose-laid, and you put a ballast on top of it to keep it stable for the wind stability again. The ballast can be reached with grind, just separate grind, or you can also use the tiles and the type of product you will find for the Solidor supplier. So for those connection with the tiles and the waterproofing. So we are really proud today to show you this really important second principle of our ICO Atelia roofing system. ICO Atelia is the name of the system. Atelia means in Greek infinity, because what we want to support with this system is the idea that your raw material will stay in the circle as long as possible. And the material, the solution is based on the four principles: the demontability we already spoke, the extent of the life expectancy with bitumen we already spoke. We still have two different pillars to explain. But for the ICO Atelia roofing system, we will only allow a demontable roofing system, so only mechanically fixed and loose laid with ballast, with indeed attention for the different detail. When we speak about attention, about detail, we already want to offer also solution. The first one for the water outlet is the ICO Power Drain. ICO Power Drain are prefabricated water outlets. You have a polyethylene tube and you have a bituminous slab with fixed in the tube with an aluminum ring. It exists for a vertical water outlet, but we also develop other solutions for the horizontal outlet. And this bitumen slab is just welding on the roofing layer. So if you work with a two-layer system, you will put it between the two layers. But for a one-layer system, the top layer is directly torched on the bitumen slab of the water outlet. The idea is that when you are busy with the demontability, you just have to cut the water outlet around the aluminum ring, and you can reuse the bitumen slab together with the material for the recycling process. You don't have any contamination of metal, of strange element with the bituminous membrane you are going to recycle. The second important accessory is the fixing. We worked together with our partner, Eurofast, to make some trial on a different type of fixing. And we found a type of fixing which is perfectly possible to be recycled together with the bituminous membrane. So the idea is that when you are going to dismantle the roof, you will actually open the waterproofing layer. That's the two black layers you see on top. And when you open it, you just have to cut the fixing under the layer. But the repartition plate you have between the two layers can be recycled together with the bituminous membrane. There is no contamination thanks to the use of this specific type of fixing. They have a whole range of fixing applicable on different type of structure. Another type of detail really important for the finishing of your roof is the roof trims. So the roof edges. What do we do when we weld the bituminous membrane on top of it, like we do it normally? You always have a connection between the two materials, and it's difficult to separate when you are busy with demontability. Today we see a lot of new systems like those clips system. So that's roof edge clips. You have the base you see here that you can fix directly on the edge on your roof. So you put the needed screw to make it stable on your waterproofing layer, and you use a separate piece of bituminous membrane that you will introduce in the clip system, and thanks to the clips action of the second layer, you will fix it again the roof edge, and you just have to weld the last overlap on the top layer to finish your detail. When you need to dismantle it, you just have to cut the roofing membrane to dismantle the roof edge, and you can just perfectly recycle your material in the recycling process without any contamination. The last important, not the last, the third important aspect of our circular story is the circular product design, because we spoke about the way how we can recycle the material. It's important also to mention that in the ICO Atelier system, we promote only system product what already contain recycling content. So the ICO Atelier products are partially made of secondary raw material. We call it secondary raw material because it can be bio-based raw material, but it can be also recycling content. So both type of product are used to make the product of Atelier, and that's what we call the secondary raw material. A really important thing to keep in mind is that we spoke about the experience of bituminous membrane on the market. We want to keep that level of expertise and that level of quality. So our idea is to make today product with higher percentage of secondary raw material, but taking the technical characteristic on a stable level. So we don't want that the addition of secondary raw material affect the quality of the membrane and the performance of the product. So it's really important to keep that in mind. So our goal is keeping the quality by adding secondary raw material. And we will make the needed process to develop the certificate, especially on those type of product. In the ICO Atelier product range, we've got 5 bituminous membranes, 3 cap sheet, 2 underlayer, and 1 insulation board. The first layer is the ICO Carrara Techno SN. That's the one you saw on the project. So that's the product you saw on the ICO IKEA project. That's SBS cap sheet you can mechanically fix on the insulation board. It's made from SBS bitumen. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, is it better now? Okay. I can repeat if you want. Huh? Okay. For the ICO Carrara Techno SN, we are finishing the product with white granules. Our goal is to upgrade the reflection on the membrane. So with those white granules, we have a SRI value of 82. The mineral finishing is also treated with titanium dioxide. It's what we call the air cleaning technology, so it has also an impact in the cities on the quality of the air. And we've got the fire-resistant BRUF T1, T2 for the different regulation. As explained, today we are adding a minimum 10% of secondary raw material for the production of this product. But thanks to the installation we are going to finish the beginning of next year, of 2023, we will extend this secondary raw material percentage until 25%. So it means that begin 2023, the ICO Carrara Techno SN contain already 1/4 of secondary raw material, what is pretty interesting as a result. In the Scandinavian country, in Estonia, we are working with SBS product, but other countries like Belgium, like the Netherlands, are more focused on APP membrane. So we have also launched a APP solution. The ICO PowerGum AWF is APP membrane with white finishing, another type of slate. That's why the SRI value is a little bit lower with 45. But the same air cleaning technology, the same fire resistance. And for this membrane, we are coming from 15% and we are going up to 30% beginning of next year in percentage of secondary raw material. But you see that other membranes are also available. We spoke about the loose laid system with ballast. When you've got the ballast on the roof, you don't have a white color. You don't need to have a white color to finish your membrane. And because of the granule and the slate are not secondary raw materials, so they affect the percentage, but when you don't have those materials as finishing, you can already reach 35% beginning of next year in secondary raw material. So really interesting result. So you have different options you can choose for your top layer, but I would say that the most important question would be, do I need to choose for a black membrane or for a white membrane? If you are working with a standard mechanical fixing system, choosing for the right membrane seems to be a good choice because you don't have only the reflectivity. You also have other advantages. When you are working on your roof with solar installation, Reyo explained it, but also with technical installation, the fact that your white membrane is reflecting the temperature, you have lower temperature during the summer, and you have better efficiency of your technical installation during those months. It's also important to note that when you are building circular, you have to take into account all the details, and the recuperation of the rainwater, for example, is an interesting aspect you can perfectly do with the white membrane. That's something you cannot do with the not finished membrane that you see on the picture. On an underlayer level, where we don't have to reach performance with the UV resistance, you see that we are already speaking today about 40% secondary raw material in the production. So that's really interesting result thanks to this new recycling installation. And what about the insulation board? One of the big advantage of the PIR insulation board, we are... it was 45. Okay. One of the main advantage of the, the insulation board is that it is stable for the technical performance. So this type of product can be reused for other application. We developed for the ICO Atelia project a specific panel with a lower lambda value of 0.021. So this lambda value offers better performance for the insulation value. So you see different choice you can do, not only on the product, but also on the system. When you want to develop this white result, you can work with the one layer system mechanically fixed. That's exactly the system that was installed on the ICO Atelia project. But if you are, if you are working in the city and that you are looking for a utility roof to use your roof for other purpose, then it will be good to work with a double layer system to offer much more security and to offer a traffic possibility. The last important piece of the puzzle that I want to present you today in 1 minute 30, I think, is the ICO warranty. So we spoke about the life expectancy, we spoke about the demontability, we spoke about the product design, but we need to be part of the project as a supplier. That's why ICO offer near the waterproofing warranty, what we call a take-back certificate. So for each Atelia project, we will give this certificate to the building owner, and it represents our engagement to take the material back after the lifetime for our recycling project. It's important, this certificate, because it will take into account all the detail of the project, fixing included, and it gives us the possibility to have a material passport to be able to upgrade the recycling process after the lifetime. We are also offering the trainings, like Bart showed in the experience center. So we want to be part of the project with the contractor to show them how they need to build an Atelia roof and how they need to deconstruct it. We will also give advice on the maintenance. That's an important part to extend the life expectancy. And we are certainly there for the architect with specification text and different details to finish the roof upstands, for example. So I am approximately finished with the presentation. Last point I want to show you is, if I come back on the two questions I asked, I think I try to answer you why is it important, but why is it important to do it now? The driver of the circular economy are 2030, 50% less material, 2050, we need to be circular. The roof we are building today needs to be circular because 2050 is within 25 years. And with a life expectancy of 35 years, we are already above it. So the change is now. The roof of the future we need to do today. And you need to take into account also that circularity begin to be rendable. So we see a lot of investors investing in circular projects. So circularity is a good way to make sustainability more profitable. The road to circularity is a long traject and a discovering journey, but we certainly need you to organize it together with us. So thank you for your attention and a good conference.